Now that we set up the business manager, it's time to set up the Facebook page. So I'm just going to go here and click add page, and we're going to click create new page. And we're going to pick company, organization / institution. I just want to go over all of these different options. Obviously, it's not going to be a cause. It's not going to be entertainment. We're not an artist, brand, or public figure. Not a brand or product. This is one thing that you could choose, but the easiest one is company, organization, institution. And I'm going to be making this Facebook page for Modern Habitat. And then I'm just going to have to choose a category over here. And the category for all of e-commerce is just going to be a retail company. So we're going to create page. And this is just the easiest category to get started in. Some of the other categories ask for a lot of extra information. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter how your page is classified as long as it kind of makes sense. So that page has been created. I'm going to refresh, and now you can see how this page is attached to the business manager. And there's also going to be multiple pages that we could eventually create for multiple sites, right? And there's something called a Facebook account rep that's going to be assigned to the business manager level once you reach a certain number of spend. Usually it's a very high level of spend. I would say over $1 million is when you're going to get a Facebook rep, and that's kind of a dedicated VIP line of support whenever you have problems with Facebook. They're not super helpful, but they are very good for, let's say, getting your ad account back if it's been banned, reviewing ads for you, or just kind of advocating for you if you ever run into any problems. So there is a big advantage to having all of your dropshipping sites under one business manager if you're going to be following the practices I teach you on how to be a good merchant. So we're going to go into the page now, and we're going to set up some customizations here. So this is basically the page layout that you'll see. And one big thing is, you notice we're going to need a page logo. We're going to need a cover. Now, the Facebook page isn't that important. I'm going to be very honest. It's a lot more important for big brands. For dropshipping, most of it's going to be paid traffic. Very rarely do people click onto your Facebook page, but obviously we still want it to look kind of presentable. So we're going to go to home here. And the first thing is going to be making a nice logo for the Facebook page. And this logo isn't going to be in the same dimensions as the logo that you had for your Shopify. So it's going to be a little bit different, but I'll teach you how to do it really, really easily. I've gone ahead and opened this file in Photoshop. This is the logo for Modern Habitat, and this part is going to be very easy. Basically, Facebook profile pictures and also page profiles, same thing as an individual profile picture, has to be in a perfect square. So we just have to go to Image, Canvas Size, drag that over here, and want to make it a square, so that means it has to be even. And I'm just going to make it 800 by 800 pixels, which is very, very standard for Facebook or any square, right? So I might even make it bigger. I'll make it 1600 by 1600, so it's even easier for us to manipulate. I'm going to zoom out, and now all we want to do is just make sure that this layer, right, is centered on the canvas. So I'm going to move this around and make sure that this thing is centered. Awesome. And then you see that we have this white space over here, and that's really easy to get rid of. All we use is the rectangular tool and pick white, and we just draw a white box, and bam, it's basically set. And now I'm going to make sure that it's even more centered, since I kind of can see what it looks like at a bigger level. This looks pretty good for Facebook. And I'm just going to be saving this, right, exporting it as a PNG into my downloads. Now that we're at the Facebook page level, I just have to click update over here and upload picture. We're going to pick the logo that we just made together. It's a perfect square. Drag this all the way and drag this back, and it fits in perfectly. I'm going to save this, and this page is going to be looking good. Awesome. See, perfect. And now I'm going to be changing the banner. And for the banner, we're also just going to take it from our website. You can also choose to make your own custom banner just for your Facebook if you want. An easy thing to do is just to have the same one that you had for your website. Again, it's not a very big thing, this Facebook page. I've seen terrible Facebook pages that obviously look like scams still work out and generate a lot of sales, because again, everyone's clicking onto the website. No one's really coming onto things organically. So this is not a bad banner, right? So this fits really nicely. I'm just going to save over here. Perfect, right? And then I want to add a button. We're going to make it shop now, okay? Because we are a business, and we're going to be linking it to our website. So it's going to be modernhabitat.com. And now any single time someone comes onto the site and clicks this button, it's going to be to the website, which is really good. And I'm going to walk over some other settings that you want on your Facebook page. So you don't have to worry about all these random prompts that Facebook gives you. The big thing to know is that we're going to go into settings. And here is when we can change some page info, right? So we can add a description for this. So we pride ourselves in selling affordable and high quality goods that turn your home into a paradise, right? Just something very basic. Again, it's very unlikely that anyone reads this, but we just want to get things covered. I'm not going to put in a phone number for this page yet. I'm going to wait until I have my Google Voice made. We can put in the website over here. Okay, so I can change it, right, anytime. And we are also going to put in a support email address. Don't worry, I'm going to teach you how to make both of these things later on. Awesome. And then address, we don't really need to put this in there. It doesn't really matter. And all of this other stuff, it doesn't really matter as well. So we're kind of just going to leave it as it is. You can copy and paste the privacy policy in here if you want to be extra safe, but as long as you have it on your website, you are good to go. Up next, we're going to go into messaging. And these are going to be the messaging settings when customers try to contact your page. And this is very important. So when you go to inbox, any single time you're on the Facebook page, it's going to be messages from customers. Customers may not want to email you, right? They bought from a Facebook ad. They know you have a Facebook page. They might just choose to contact you and your business through here. So it's something to keep a tab on. And we're going to go in here. Okay, this is just general messaging, using enter to send a message. And this is greeting people to send your page a message if you want. So we can turn this on and we can say, hi, we are Modern Habitat. Welcome to our Facebook page. Please let us know if we can help you with anything. A nice smile, you know, because it was nice. And that's going to be very, very perfect. And we're going to go down here. Your messenger URL, that doesn't really matter, and then add messenger to your website. So this is something that we can do for people to message us. Our still preferred way of support is going to be email support, so we're not going to add that. This is just something very nice in case someone checks out your page, they get this really nice message. We can set up automated responses here, right? And this is something that's very, very cool. So if you have an away message, right, meaning, hey, no one's answering right now, we can edit this one. And you can set the timeline, and you can say something like, hi, thank you for contacting us at Modern Modesty, right? If you know there are certain hours, for example, that you're definitely not going to be awake and you don't have any VAs or employees yet, this is what you can do. We are currently busy assisting other customers and we'll get back to you shortly. Right, and then you can also say, feel free to contact us at our email for information about returns and refunds. You know, have that link for information about shipping and tracking. You can add a link from your website that's kind of your policies. You know, make this really, really intuitive for them to use, so maybe they don't even need an extended conversation with you to get the customer support they need. And we can add in a instant reply as well. This section is really cool, especially if you have a kind of weird URL. Like I mentioned, URL doesn't impact conversion, but it will confuse the occasional customer. So let's say we didn't have modernhabitat.com, right? And our URL was actually modern-habitat.com. modernhabitat.com or was modernhabitat.net, what we can say is, hi, thank you for reaching out. And this is very similar to that away message, right? Thank you for reaching out to us at Modern Habitat. We appreciate your interest in our business. Our website is, and this is where you would correct it, right? Let's say it was modern-habitat.net. Not very intuitive. This is an autoresponder. A lot of people are just gonna be messaging, what is your website? And bam, this answers their question. And then you can include all the links that I had before in the away message. And there's also another hack you can use, right? Let's say you really just don't want to worry about Facebook pages and you just only want to do customer support for email. You can make an autoresponder that's like, hey, we only offer customer support through our email at support@modernhabitat.com. I don't recommend doing that in the beginning because you want to make it easy for customers to contact you, but that's another way that you can leverage this. And you can have, frequently asked questions automatically sent to people. Very, very cool stuff, right? You can get very, very automated, and there are even services out there that can kind of simulate messenger conversations that you can look up and get into. We don't have to get that complicated. Right now, it's just checking the boxes for Facebook, but definitely you want an away message and also an instant reply of some shape or form, just so when customers message, they at least get some information. And those pages, right, the customer support page, frequently asked questions, shipping page, refund policy, etc., that's good links to have. So we're going to go back to the messaging over here, and that was what we just set up. Let's go back to the general side and see if there's any things that we're missing. So if you want your page to go hidden, you can choose to do it here. We're going to change it so no one can post on the page, right? Because you don't want someone to say like, hey, you're a scammer, I don't like you, or you have shit products, and for it to just show up on your page and potentially jeopardize a lot of other businesses. So we're going to change that setting to review posts by other people before they are published to the page, just so we have that layer of protection. Newsfeed audience and visibility of posts, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, people can contact my page privately. Tagging ability, only people who help manage my page can tag photos posted on it. That's a really good thing. Others tagging this page. People on other pages can tag my page. So this is something that you're going to want to disable, because again, you don't want some angry customers to be able to tag you, and now when someone searches your business or your page, it shows all these angry reviews. Country restrictions, no need. Age restrictions, no need either. Page moderation here is a big one. So basically what you can do here is pick phrases that you want to be automatically hidden. So essentially, if someone comments with a comment that has one of these words that you put in, and you can put them all in an Excel sheet to make it easier to upload, then it'll automatically hide their comment. So let's say I put in scam, right? And I put in, AliExpress, and you can come up with a lot of these negative words. And as you get some negative feedback, this is where you're going to put that in so you can hide it. Now, just because you're hiding this negative feedback doesn't mean you're ignoring the customer. We're still going to be responding to customers that are very pissed that comment on our ads, right, or our posts. It's just if you hide them first, you can treat them privately, and now no one else has to see their comment, but they still feel responded to. And how a comment hiding works, it's very cool. They can't tell that you hid their comment. It's just that other people can't see it. So Facebook's been very savvy with that, helping merchants out. And you can turn on the profanity filter. I would definitely turn that on, because usually when someone is saying some bad words, it's not going to be too positive about your business. There's not going to be many, I fucking love this. It's going to be a lot of fuck yous if they're going to be using that word. Similar page suggestions, yeah, so we can have that there. Page updates, all of this stuff. Most recent comments are shown for my page by default. This is something that you can change. So you can change it to relevancy, which is basically the ones with the most likes, or you can also change it to recency. A big trick that you can do is basically have a friend post a very, very positive comment on your ad, and then you can change this to recency. And let's say that comment gets a lot of likes, right? You kind of make it have a lot of likes, then it'll float to the top, right? Or as you're actually delivering value, once you start building infrastructure and you do have some very happy customers, there's a way where you can basically ask a lot of people to like that comment and float it up to the top at your ad, and that could be a big booster for social proof. We've had instances where customers basically loved our brand and the advertisements we were creating. And if that got a lot of likes, one time we made a very comedic ad, right? That was very funny and it absolutely went viral, and customers were commenting how much they loved the advertising style. So we changed the comment ranking to relevancy, and bam, it floated at the top. Go down here and all of this stuff is not really anything you have to worry about. Next thing is going to be going to templates and tabs, and this is very important. We're going to have to go into reviews over here, and we're going to be turning reviews off, okay? Because we don't want random customers to be able to submit reviews at the Facebook page level. So we're going to get rid of that. It's going to be usually negative. No one goes out of their way for positive reviews. That's something you're going to realize. And then we're going to go down over here, post attributions. That's not something you have to worry about. Notifications, right? This basically just decides how you're going to get notified. I recommend having all the notifications on so you can have a monitor of your business. So that's something that you should definitely keep on. And this is advanced messaging, okay? This is when you can set up bots, like messenger bots, things like that. I don't really cover that. There's really not a big use for them. And when they're abused, you can actually get in trouble with Facebook. So we're going to forget about that. Page roles, you can also do this at the business manager level, right? This is when you can invite, like say, a VA to come into your Facebook page and monitor it and make daily posts, things like that. I had a VA that came onto my Facebook page, and all she was doing was just looking through comments and making sure she was hiding the negative ones and also responding to the negative comments and making sure that those customers got the support that they deserved. We're going to go down here, authorization, branded content, Instagram. If you do have an Instagram attached to your business, this is where you would connect. And honestly, that is basically all the things you have to know about the Facebook page and everything you have to set up. I'm going to go back to the broader page level. So what should you be posting, right? This is really, really easy. And there is some discussion in the space that if you do post every single day or multiple times a week, that your CPMs or your advertising costs can go down. I don't know if this is a bunch of, so what should you be posting every single day, right? Or should you make any posts at all? There is some discussion in the e-commerce space that if you post frequently, like every day or multiple times a week, you can drive down your own advertising costs. So it doesn't hurt to post every single day, but I don't really know if that's true or not. No one's really done any rigorous testing. Obviously with big brands, they post a lot because content creation is very important. I will say that if you do post frequently, it does make your page seem a lot more legit, and sometimes it can even lead to sales, right? So how are we going to post? Well, this is Modern Habitat. Maybe we'll run out of content. You can post different products on here with discount codes, and you can set it to be automated. There are automatic Facebook posters out there. You can get a VA to do it, but this is a very easy way to get consistent content onto your website and make it not look very sketchy. Because it's a home goods store, we're just going to look up home news, right? And not Home News Tribune. Let's just see if there's any news about homes. And we can just basically post some news every single day or like discussion. So let's see. Right, this is like after a long journey, Grace Connolly arrives home. Okay, so we could post like, hey, Grace came back to her home. 100-year-old woman returns her child home. That seems like pretty cool content. We're just going to copy and paste this, go back to the page level, paste this article, and we'll say, nothing in the world will ever beat the feeling of being back home. Our team at Modern Habitat is committed to making any space into a loving environment that you can truly feel comfortable and free in, right? Again, I've done this so much that I've gotten pretty good at it. And then you can say, check out our products at, and then, put in the URL. And this is super easy to train a VA to do, or you can just make sure to do this every single day before you go to bed. It took me like 2 minutes. And then if you're posting consistent content, right, someone coming onto this website will see, wow, this business is pretty active. It's not just like a barren wasteland of no activity. And then once you actually get some customers, once you run paid traffic, you will naturally get some likes and people following your page. Then you can actually start leveraging these posts to start driving sales, right? So once you do build kind of an audience and you do build a lot of followers on your page, which will happen as you're paying for ads, that's one great way to leverage content at the page level. But for now, that's all you need to know about the Facebook page. And in the next lesson, we're going to be talking about the ad manager.